Okay. Alright, looks like we're good now. Alright, are we good now? I think so. We got Twitch going. Looks like we got YouTube up. Yep. Alright. No, we got that out of the way. Let's get into the game. Snap, crackle, pop. Alright. Let's check where we're at. We're gonna go to our skills here. Bow level 2, great sword level 4, heavy torso 4, medium boots 2, helm 2, pants 2, skills, armor crafting is at 2, blacksmithing is at 5, carpentry is at 3, charcuterie at 5, cooking 2, fletching 2, leatherworking 4, mining 8, skinning 7, tailoring 3, weaponsmithing 3, and woodcutting 8. Alright, so what do we want to work on today? Let's check and see what we have material-wise. Maybe work on some crafting. Looks like I got a crap ton of flowers in my bag here, and not a whole lot of space. I think we need to dump some stuff. Gonna dump the tunic. Flaxseed. The bone fragments. We'll dump the flax. We'll dump the sinew. Dump the sand. And everything else we'll keep for the time being. So let's keep a stack of the Plantago. And all of that stuff can be tossed. Okay, and we'll go over here, find an indiscreet location, and dump all of our junk out. Okay, so now we made some room. I really think, like, inventory management is going to be your biggest hurdle. That and figuring out what you want to do. So let's look at probably weaponsmithing, maybe, because weaponsmithing is going to allow us to make better tools and better weapons. So what can we be doing? Bronze bars. See, we're at 5 now. We'd have to get to 10 to do anything with iron, which I'm kind of interested to see what that's going to look like when we get there. Still want to find some dandelions so I can get a better greatsword. Um, so, trying to think where I saw some the other day, and they were up uh, in the hills kind of, so maybe I need to make a run that way. And while we're at it, we can get more, whatchamajigger, bronze and tin, or copper and tin. Use your words. Get some food going on. And keep an eye out for yellow stuff. I think Athena said yesterday when she was online that it was a lot of times in purple flower type stuff. That would be purple flowers, but I don't see any yellow in those. So let's just keep a lookout. Periwinkle. There's a piggy for us to kill. What are we looking for? I'm trying to refrain from like breaking off the map and looking it up, but it may come to that eventually. I wonder if I could take one of these guys. Level 1. What do you think? Can we try it? Not too bad. Hey. Alright. Oh man, we got Jink. Damn it. Cannot loot. Alright, 1. So what do we get off that? Got a topaz, which will drop. We got a lily of the valley extract. We got a crack locket and 3 iron ingots. Not a bad haul. If this guy would have actually given us something, it'd been even better. Oh, there's some more guys down there. But we definitely got some XP off of that, so I have to keep that in mind. We want to level our armor and stuff. Probably weapons as well. I know that first 10 levels goes pretty fast. Dandelions. Anybody seen dandelions? I think I'm just about SOL. We'll keep looking. I don't remember where I saw him. I ran Nos down yesterday evening to bring Maximus some tools and stuff, and when I was running down through here, I ran across it. And I meant to give it to Maximus, so oops. Goat. What's this? Tansy. Nope. Goat. Probably can't just get it if I killed it. Yeah, I'll pick some of that up just in case I can use it for my sausages with charcuterie. Same with the barley, just in case. Although I think I've already picked some of that stuff up. So it's probably kind of pointless. Oh, cabbages? We pick it up, toss it, we don't use it. We had a long day today waiting on servers to come back up. Sounds like the authentication stuff was bigger hassle than they planned. So it sounds like they didn't get everything done that they wanted to either. So we probably will see another maintenance. Well, it'll depend on how fast they get stuff turned around. If they figure out what they need to do, we could see another maintenance this week. Otherwise, it'll probably be next week or something. So it's pretty quiet. Guessing I'm not got a lot of people watching right now. Doesn't look like it. Oh well. We'll get some people later, I guess. Mining level 9. Oh, there's somebody. I'm watching. Okay. Well, welcome to the stream. Gezo, are you a player currently? Are you looking to pick up the game, or just bored and just random stream watching? Understood. I know a lot of people weren't too happy about the subscription stuff, so we had one guy in our clan who, as soon as they didn't really, it was the first monetization post they did, he pretty much stopped playing right then and there. He said that was his protest was, yeah, he had bought, the game and stuff, but the best way he could protest was to basically not play. So I understand. Is it yeah, I can see that. I guess and I'm not trying to persuade you one way or the other, but the the reason for the subscription is to help keep these ghost towns and stuff from forming. So, and that was their solution for that. So, but I get it. Not everyone can fork out the money for the game and pay a subscription and stuff every month to keep everything going. What about playing with no plots? Would you consider playing with no plots, or are you just not interested at all without the plots? Because I totally get it if it was because of the plots and stuff. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. What about if so like the PvP stuff is coming soon? Is that something you're interested in, or is that a non-draw for you as well? So, like if they were to bring the new PvP system in and it was something you really liked, would you consider playing then, or would you still kind of be a pass on it? Sorry, I'm dumping stuff out of my bags currently. Okay, no need to apologize at all. Like I said, I get, it's just some people just aren't willing to pay for it and stuff for whatever reason is, whether or not you don't think there's enough to warrant a subscription, whether or not you just it's not a not in the budget kind of thing. I've got we've got some people in clan that are like, they're just budgets are tight. They've got other stuff going on, real life. So yeah, I get it. Subscription is not for me. I mean, if the game will have 20,000 players, I'd consider, but now I see 300 online for him. Yeah, the population is really low right now. I think there's a lot of people not playing because they don't feel like there's enough to do, which, you know, is a fair point. Then there's use your words, Nos. You know, we're kind of in between content patches, although, you know, and they even said this when verse 3 was coming out, that people were going to be a little disappointed with verse 3 because there wasn't going to be as much content, that it was more of a, I kind of see verse 3 being more of a backbone update. You know, it kind of gets systems in place so they could add more stuff to the game after the fact. So given those two things, there really isn't a whole lot of stuff in the game for people to do. And then given, you know, there was a whole slew of other games and stuff that came out at the same time. So I know a lot of people are playing other stuff while they wait for, you know, it's the meme where the guy's poking the thing with the stick and is like, do something. It's kind of, I feel like that's kind of what a lot of players are with Pax Dei right now. They're all standing back there with the stick, kind of poking, going do something. So, so yeah, I get it. At any rate, I appreciate you watching the stream, and hopefully it's somewhat entertaining. Maybe it'll become what you're hoping for. I know they've got a lot. Sounds like they've got a lot planned, and maybe if things do take off, you know, they can get some more. You know, they had that big layoff in the spring, so they're down to like 40 people in the whole studio. So maybe once they can secure more funds or whatever, they can get more people in the game, they'll be able to expand and provide more content, make the changes that they really want to make. So if you're not playing Pax Dei right now, what are you playing? Eve, gotcha. We got a couple of folks that play Eve, not in clan, but you know, friends of the clan, basically. So. I've watched a little bit of gameplay of Eve, and oh, well, that's not good. Unknown error. Well, that can't be good. Well, let me quit out and try to come back into the game. Hello. All right. Let's check the Discord, make sure nobody broke something. An error occurred. Game already running. I assure you, sir, it was not already running. Sorry, I want to check the Discord real quick to see if anybody's... I don't see anybody else saying they're having issues. Oh, wait a minute. Here's somebody saying. Alright, they're saying they jumped back into the game, so let's try this again. You're still almost 10 years younger. You're 9 years younger than me, so I'm older. I think 2003 I was playing that was in my World of Warcraft days, so so Tony, you lost. Yeah, it looked like there's a few people on Discord saying that they got bumped out as well, so I can get back in game. I'll get my screen back up and running. Here we go. And we're back. For the time being, hopefully that's just something shaking itself out. But yeah, I enjoyed it enough that I didn't mind paying the subscription back then. And it's been so long that I don't remember how many of the games out there actually had subscriptions and which ones didn't. So excuse me. Alright, well, we got all the tin we need. Now I just need to get some more copper. Really wish I could find some dandelions. Snapdragon. Hey, Athena. I'm from Marina, so here we get like 1K a month. It's not cheap to pay us. Yeah, I could totally get that. You know, like I said, we've got a few people in game that or at least in clan, that it's just with other living expenses and stuff they just can't afford. So one of the things we're planning on doing, and I want to segue out of that here in a second. We're planning on building, like, when the game goes live, we will have like places for our clan members who aren't going to subscribe, um, so they can still have, a room and a place so they can put their chest and store all their gear and stuff, and they'll still have access to um, the crafting facilities and all that stuff. So we're planning on doing that. I did see somebody posted a thing today on the official Discord. Um, if I can find it, I may try to share my screen so you guys can see this. Um, a guy basically is going to, he's he basically is going to have like a rental type of thing set up. Let's see if I can find the um where was that? It was under creator content. I don't know if I can share my screen so you guys can see this. Ba, 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 ba. Excuse me just a second. I do not have a good setup for this, I don't think. So yeah, so this guy, Rami Balak, I've seen him on the Discords quite a bit. He posted over on the thing. The goal, Pax Day Rentals, and it's kind of cut off, so I'll read it to you. The goal here is to enhance the social aspect of the game by allowing you to offer any kind of rental, house, room, storage space, and browse all that's been posted to find yourself a cozy resting place as you explore Gallia. I've posted a few examples already. Feel free to post anything you want. I know not many players will be in-game until release, but this is more of a testing phase, so you can post stuff even if you don't want to role play the whole thing for now. I read that they posted it is not only building is built. So, well, let me go back to game real quick. So basically, what they've got going on. So you have this premium button up here. So this is basically, if you've got subscription, this is what you're going to wind up getting. You get a 50% XP boost from PvE crafting and harvesting. You get 50% additional grace when you log in. So like, when you log in every day, what is it, 10 grace or something like that? So instead of 10, you get 15. And then 50% grace boost from gold. So basically, whenever you buy grace, you get 50% more grace for the same amount of gold. I'm kind of on the fence with a lot of this stuff. Some people are claiming kind of pay to win, and with the 50% XP boost from PvE crafting and harvesting, I think they kind of have a point. I'd rather see that kind of come down a little bit. That's just my opinion on the matter. I don't think the grace is that big of a thing. I mean, I guess later on down the line, it could become in the long run, it could wind up being an issue, as certain players are going to have a whole lot more grace, but they're adding stuff into the game to burn that grace off. Kind of like now they have the teleporting part. They're going to change that eventually, so it's going to be more like the more crap you have in your bag. Like right now, I've got all this mess in my bag right now. It would cost me a lot more to port, like a lot more grace to port with all of this stuff in there versus if I was empty. So, so I don't feel like the grace issue is too big of a thing, but I do agree that the XP boost is a little bit of, although it's just, oh, from PvE. So does that, I guess that counts armor and weapon skills, I guess. So yeah, so you would basically be able to level your armor and weapon skills faster using that. So, and if that's the case, it's definitely too powerful in my opinion. It definitely needs to be knocked down at least half, if not more. So yeah, it could be an issue. Gizu, sorry, I probably butchered your name, and I apologize if I am. So I think a lot of people have kind of come out on the, at least on the Discord, and said that in certain ways they kind of agree that the XP boost is a little too much, and a lot of people have agreed that we don't really need anything for the premium other than the plots. So, and I'd certainly be down with that as well. If they just wanted to make sure that subscription was the plots, then that would be fine for me. So. I know other people would probably strongly disagree. Yeah, exactly. 50% is a lot. So. Now, I will say this. It is a lot, but at the same time, I don't think PvP, I mean, there's going to be the occasional case where the PvP is going to be solo. But I think in a lot of cases, it's going to be probably mass combat. So one person, yeah, you might be the weakest link, but one person may not make the difference. I mean, I guess it could, if you've got a group of 10, that are all ringers, and then you got a group of 9 ringers and one guy that's still kind of lagging behind a little bit, that could be an issue then. So I don't know. Whoops, I'm going too much copper. Alright. Well, I still haven't found any freaking dandelions. Oh, hi, Mr. I must have logged out with my oh, too hard. I haven't even seen I haven't gone into Leoness with the intent to do any PvP. That's really not my shtick. I sneak in late at night and mine when I can. That's about the only reason I wound up going in there. So I have no idea how the PvP aspect plays out and stuff. Probably what I need to do is catch some streams or something and see what it looks like with makes for the player does not make you play a game where you know you are the lowest link in the chain, not good for morale. Yeah, I can see that. You don't want to drag your team down and stuff. So yeah, again, you know, I'm kind of with you on that one. The 50% boost is a little much. Like I said, I'd be completely fine if subscription was basically just your ability to do plots. So, but I feel like they feel like they need to give us something a little more than just plots for subscription. Now, I know some people will go like, okay, we'll just lower the price, but I don't think that's going to happen either. So, I'll have to catch one of Void's streams, I guess, whenever you guys do that, because that's something I never. I'm not really a PvP person. Um, and this comes probably from very poor experiences when I used to play WoW, and a massive amount of ganking and stuff that went on in those situations. Yeah, no, yeah. Sometimes it you need a win just to make yourself feel a little good. Because if you're constantly getting your teeth kicked in, it's just it's not a, as you said before, it just kind of breaks your morale as far as a player goes. Hey, Bun Bun. For me, the game is, you know, it's the building, it's the crafting, it's the exploration, um, and just having, yeah, I've got some decent friends that I play with, so that's what keeps me in the game. So, and I kind of feel like the few people that we have that aren't going to pay for a subscription, that's why they're staying with the game as well. It's just you know, they want to still hang out with us, but it's just not monetarily feasible for them currently. Can find daisies. I just can't find the freaking dandelions. I think I'm going to have to break down and look it up on the map. Every time I turn the camera a certain way, I see like some yellow and I go, oh, and no, it's nothing. Yeah, was looking for building this morning. I can wait another year or two. If player count is low, they will stop subscription. Maybe. They may just pull the plug too. So, um, if they don't have the backing to keep it afloat, so. Look, behold the dandelion. Then my inventory is full. Let's throw that tansy and get it out of here. It's possible. I mean, they did knock the price of the game down after a while from what we originally paid for it at early access. So, and I know that kind of pissed some people off too. Which, I mean, you know, it's people. Somebody's gonna be mad no matter what happens. I think I should mark this spot in case I ever need them again. Flowers. Now that I found them, I'll probably be tripping over them left and right. I knew the batches that I found that really looked yellow there for a second. The batches that I found when I was in Bronier, how much you pay? Game is 29. That's the base game, right? With one plot. Let's see. I don't know what it is currently. I'm gonna look it up. Buy now. It's $29.99 here as well for the basic. And I feel like at the beginning of early access, like it was 39 for journeyman and like 59 for artisan, and it was 99 for master, and now it's like 59 for master. So basically everything is slid down one tier, and they knocked journeyman down to knock $10 off the journeyman. So yeah, I pay I paid nearly 100 for 2 accounts. So, or each account I should say. So I did notice today that they threw a FAQ thing up, or maybe they just edited. It is the same for you, but yeah, it's the same for us except for US. For US, which actually means, if I remember this correctly, for the exchange rate, that means it's cheaper, because I think the euro, it wouldn't. I'm pretty sure the euro is stronger than the dollar right now, so we're getting it a little bit cheaper than you guys are. But I guess I could probably plug that in and tell you what euro exchange euro. Oh, there it was. Euro to dollar. Google's listening. So 29.99. Yeah, so 29.99 is 34.99. Yeah, exactly. So, um, but I think that's because they've decided to not do regional pricing. That was one of the things that whenever they came out with the monetization thing, they weren't going to do. Um, uh, they weren't going to have regional pricing for the things currently. They said that that could change later on. So later on, they change things. So, but excuse me. Time is at 6:30. Yeah, I don't know who came up with that. I don't know who come up with the pricing scheme. So where the hell? Oh, okay. Now I know where I'm at. More daisies? Yeah, more daisies. I guess we'll see how things go whenever when things go live, because I know currently if you look at the server populations, the European server is like way more populated than the North American one. So yeah, could very well be. Maybe it's a tariff or something. Who knows? So, man, I have such a mess in here right now. Wow, so only picked up 4 dandelions out of that. There were 3 of them there. Why was maintenance so long? They said, I guess they ran into some security issues whenever they were doing, or there's some security policy issues, I think is what they said whenever they ran into it. Um, we need, let's see, the 140 post. This was 20 minutes before we were supposed to originally have come out of maintenance. They said we need to extend our maintenance window to finish an upgrade of our regional clusters service security policies. The upgrade of the centralized services and authentication services are finished, and OS upgrades are finished. We hope to be finished by 3. So that was going to be basically, that's when they extended maintenance an hour. Then they came back an hour later and said we need to extend our maintenance further. We're not able to get an estimate right now. They're still digging through issues with security policies upgrade, and they said they'd come back in another hour. So, and then they did come back with it in an hour and basically said we've identified what is causing the issues in our upgrade path and are backing away from that particular upgrade during this maintenance. It will still take us a bit more time to wrap up the maintenance and finalize, with most of the changes we planned to make are being deployed successfully. So something about security policies whenever they were doing the server upgrades. I guess it was an OS thing. They have, I don't know where their servers are located. I would assume that they have, given the pings and or the latency, that they have a server here or a cluster of servers here in North America and a cluster in Europe and then a cluster in for AP. So so yeah, that apparently was the issue with the server upgrades and stuff. So and I don't know if the server upgrades were something to increase performance or what. So they basically said it was all back end stuff. So not really sure on that end of things. I used to do a little bit of IT, but the back end stuff was way above my pay grade, so I couldn't even begin to fathom what they were doing. So we can toss that. Keep that. Keep that. Toss that. Really need some wood. Nothing on the game. There wasn't even a patch for us to download. It was all, like I said, it was all the back end stuff. So I did get kicked out of the game a couple minutes ago for an authentication error. So I don't know what that was all about. So. Oh wow, I did not realize I had almost broke my pick. Repair. Recipes. Polished wood cutting hardness 1. 1. Wait a minute. 6.65, 9.93. So that'd be nice. Wonder if I can make that happen. Actually, I ought to make that first. Only need 2. So let's get a little bit of bronze. Have a good night, Athena. Thanks for watching the stream. Oh, I don't think I have enough wood to make anything. Alright, guess we're chopping wood. Eat some food. I really need to work myself up to a iron axe so I can chop the bigger trees down. I got a Discord message from somebody. One momento. Nothing of importance. Thanks for... I appreciate the sub. I really do. And hope you have a good one, and we'll talk to you soon, okay? One of these days I'll figure out how to get the subs and all that stuff to like pop up as a little alert on my stream and stuff, but I am not that savvy currently. I really do want to cut down the big trees. It's going. I think the biggest thing I have seen, or the biggest issue I've had, is storage. Um, Having enough storage, and part of that I think is because I'm a bit of a pack rat and I pick up everything that I come across. So I really probably need to focus myself a little bit more, and maybe that wouldn't be such a chore. But so far so good. I'm interested in seeing what it's going to look like in as far as crafting goes in once I get up into the second tier stuff like the iron and things like that. How difficult that will be, because you wind up getting into more materials and stuff. Like, how can you even make iron? I mean, you won't have charcoal. You won't have charcoal kilns and stuff. So I'm kind of wondering how that's going to play off. It may be a thing that I'm going to have to, like, hunt Inquisition guys for iron ingot drops or something. Which, I mean, given how many iron ingots they drop, maybe that's why they drop them. Yeah, you can't make iron. Okay, so yeah, it sounds like I'm going to have to hunt Inquisition. Yeah, you would have to buy it. So, but I mean, seriously, the way the Inquisition drop iron ingots, you'd think like they couldn't figure out armor, so they're just wearing ingots for armor or something. The way the ingots drop off those guys. So. Satani, you're doing the same thing. I needed something to keep myself occupied until like clan members and stuff get on and do stuff. So, I mean, we're still running dungeons on Tuesdays and Saturdays and stuff, and kind of farming NPCs at night, doing like ghosts and stuff to get our tank wanted the blue tier 3 shield token, which drops off of a gloomy visitant, I think. And we have been wiping out ghosts left and right and haven't found that gloomy visitant yet, but we're staying hopeful. But we also need like the bigger Inquisition keeps and stuff for shattered lockets. Can't really craft, so getting gold and buying stuff is the way I chose. Makes sense. I could probably make a ton of gold based off of the antlers I have picked up from some of these stupid stags and stuff, because I mean, I've been killing those guys left and right, and every time I kill one, that seems to drop a horn. I just heard one. Where's he at? There he is. Hi, how are you? And now he'll probably make a liar of me. Inventory full. Let's see what he dropped. Animal hoof. Large rough animal hide. Drop that. Suet. Animal hoof. I have gotten a lot of hooves. If I could just get somebody to set their market stall to public so I could sell stuff, I'd be rolling. Oh well. Come on, cut the tree. Here we go. Yeah, I guess you get enough materials to kind of get yourself started. Probably, I guess the way they have it set up is, you got enough, armor and weapons so you can basically start fighting, uh, Inquisition, just so you can um, start getting gold. So and that may be basically the way they design the game. So I think my plan right now is to play for a week or so and then kind of step back and be like, okay, so what have we learned and what works, what doesn't work, kind of thing, and do a little, YouTube breakdown of that just as a kind of a review, and maybe do that every couple weeks or something, perhaps, just as a kind of a report. At least that's the plan. It's a very tame deer. So you're doing it too, lady? I wanted to do it earlier, but I couldn't. I didn't want to do it until they made the storage at the Petras possible. And then real life happened and kind of kicked me in the teeth. So I'm a little late to the party, it seems like. So alright, I got myself wood. Oh, okay. Well, that was very nice of you. I probably had to set one or two of ours in Bronier as plotless or public. We've got several and nobody's using them, so it'd be a good practice to do. Maybe when I finish stuff tonight, I'll log in over there and make that happen as well. Alright, let's see what we can get some. Once it gets made, 40. I'll probably have enough time to get some materials and stuff made tonight, and that'll probably be about as far as I get. With the servers taking so long to get back up, I kind of got off to a late start tonight, so probably go for maybe another half hour and then call it a night, or call it an evening. Where are you guys playing at? As far as like what are both of you on North America servers, or one of you guys European, or I guess, you know, what valleys and stuff are you guys hanging out in? EU, okay. Tony, you play on both servers. Nice. So when I look at the server stuff, it looks like EU servers are pretty full. Is that the case? I am on North America. I'm playing in Bronier, which is in Karis. So mostly us now, since I got pissed with you EU zone chats. Gotcha. And even quite active. Yeah, unfortunately, we've got a very full valley, but a lot of people are playing other games currently and stuff. Blood Brothers, which is a pretty large RP guild or clan, they came to Bronier at verse 3, and they've got a huge place built, but they're kind of waiting on content, so they're all they still play. I think they still do some organized events a couple of times a week, but most of the time I think they're playing other games right now. So Voidlock, he does a stream. I think he does it, I don't remember what day of the week he does it. Maybe Thursday or Friday. It's called Pax Cast. Yeah, they were probably running two groups. But he has a YouTube thing he does called Pax Cast, and they kind of talk about current news and state of the game sort of thing. So it's pretty good. He keeps his opinion pretty neutral. He's not afraid to call mainframe out on stuff whenever they when they mess something up. I'm a little I'm a little more lenient. Some of the people say I'm smoking a little too much copium currently with the game, which, you know, quite possible. But yeah, I think they're playing like Ashes of Creation and some of the other stuff currently. But they're in Bronier, Tailored Intent. They're a pretty decent sized clan. They're in Bronier, so Bronier's pretty full, but there's just not a whole lot of people. There's a few people that log in every day. A good chunk of my guys are in just about every day for one thing or the other. We still do dungeon runs 2 nights a week. So you get the dandelions. Although I'm kind of glad to hear that at least one set of servers still has a pretty busy population. Sword blades. Yeah, at one point we had 2 full groups running whenever we were on dungeon. What we would do is try to split people up, tank, DPS, heals, and then what we would do is kind of leapfrog pulls. So you'd have one group come up, they'd pull 2 or 3, as that combat started, if it looked like it was under control, then the next group would move up and pull 2 or 3, and we just move through the dungeon like that, trying to move efficiently as possible without getting ourselves overwhelmed. With the way they have the dungeons set up now, where you kind of have to clear everything at least once to get the placeholders reset before you get a chance at a named boss. You almost have to like try to go at it as hard as you can without wiping to get a chance at some sigils and stuff. So see if I can get me a really nice great sword, maybe. There we go. There's one. And can I get a second one? Yeah. Two great swords. Ha ha ha. Hey there, Teoflav. Probably butchered that, and I apologize if I did. What's that gonna take? Might as well try it and see. I've got bronze to burn. How's your day going? Well, how's everybody's day going? I'm kind of late to the party here. Lady D, I guess you're European, so you're probably getting ready for bed, I would imagine. I did not have any issues getting into the game, but I did get kicked out after being in the game for about 10 minutes. I got an authentication error. If you're having issues like that, my suggestion would be to validate your files through Steam if you're using the Steam client. I know some other folks, whenever I went to check about my authentication error, they were having some other issues, and they were doing just that. They were validating their files, and then apparently it worked okay after that. So you may give that a whirl and see if that fixes your issues. Whoops, I need some bronze ingots. Yikes. I think I still got some over here. Yep. Oh, excuse me. So with that, I can short wood stock. Wow. I should be trying all this stuff, apparently. Oh, you had the launcher, not the Steam. Eh. Uh, I, eh, I don't know. Um, have you? I hate, I hate sounding like a cable repair guy, but have you tried rebooting your computer today to see if maybe it's just like a DNS cache thing needs to be cleared out? Because the fact that it's hanging on the loading screen, it almost sounds like an authentication error of some sort. It's just not getting to the point where it can throw one out. So, and have you updated any other drivers and stuff? I noticed after the last NVIDIA driver, mine has been a little flaky. I'm actually thinking about rolling back a version or two on my drivers. It's having issues where when I swap between windows, so I'm just curious if maybe either one of those issues could be what's affecting you. I haven't looked to see if anybody. I guess I could do that for you real quick. Um, let's see what we got over on the Discord. Community help. Yeah, there's somebody saying they got booted twice since they logged back in. Um, this is. Huh. Somebody's saying log out and relog from the launcher. So maybe that's what you need to do. I feel like it's probably something tied to this authentication update. So you may give that a try and see if that so yeah. Got a nice shiny chopping X. So I have some iron stuff I can make at very high levels. Might as well take that off the menu because there ain't no way to, well, I guess you can get glass off the NPCs. I don't know that I'm gonna get 15 rough glass off the NPCs. Excuse me. So what do I need for the next level? Well, I'm at level 3. I could try to make a couple more. Let's see if it happens. Probably not. Well, maybe. It's close. Nope, failed. Well, let's try one more time. We've got the bronze. Oh, this doesn't look good. Oh, we did. And pushed ourselves to 4. Alright. So what can we make it for? I can make myself a better pickaxe. That would definitely be helpful. And a better skinning knife. Tuned. Oh, oh, wow. So yeah, you wouldn't be able to make any of the weapons or armor and stuff that actually require extracts if you're playing plotless. You'd have to buy that stuff from the auction house. So a potential money revenue would be to sell these, figure out what the extracts are that you need for some of these weapons, and sell those hopefully at a reasonable price. Please don't gouge your fellow players. Yeah, I was going to say you get loads of extracts from the Inquisitors. Some people are impatient though, and aren't going to wait for that drop. So you could still probably offer some at a decent price, and probably make a nice little profit probably off that stuff. So Great Maul is available. The mace is available. Huh. That's odd. So none of the, well, I mean, I guess it's not that odd. The tanking weapons, basically, you get the shield at like level 1 armor smithing, right? So it's green at level 2, but you can't get any of the actual tanking weapons until your weaponsmith is up a couple other levels. So so keep that in mind. All right, let's restack that. I should be writing all this stuff down, so when I actually do kind of like a little report on stuff, I don't miss anything. Oh, I hate when I do that. That was not intended. But if anything, at least I can resort my bags a little bit. Yeah, the biggest issue I see is the whole storage issue. Just not having enough. I mean, I can buy some more slots. I started with some additional grace from before, so might as well toss that. Actually, I could probably toss that other greatsword too, since I have 2 of those. And I'll put the axe. Actually, I'll do these together. Otherwise, they'll get lost. So, I will toss that. Bronze barge. Oh yeah. I was gonna see if I was gonna be able to make a better pickaxe. Oh, 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 no. Alright. I need some more wood stock, I guess. Short wood stock. So are y'all's clans active? Are you guys still doing like dungeon runs or PvP type stuff, or or your, I guess what I'm asking is, are your clans still active? Or are you playing solo? That's nice. I mean, you can level pretty... I mean, you can get to level 10 with your weapons and stuff. Weapons and armor pretty quick, so... So yeah, I could see that. And you'd probably make enough gold that you could buy what you needed real quick. So that works. And you're probably on the right path with playing plotless. Is, you know, you're not going to be able to do a whole lot of crafting. Well, I should say playing plotless solo, you're not going to be able to do a lot of crafting. If you were in a clan, then you'd have access to everything and you'd be fine. So, but you know, that's completely different animal there. Need 5 sapwood. Alright, well, I got a nice upgrade to my stuff. I mean, the other thing too, like I said, if you could find somebody who had a market stall set to public so you could sell stuff, you could probably make some decent money just gathering stuff, at least early on in the game. So first day I made like 600 gold, bought full bronze gear for like 100. Iron gear took a little bit longer. It was hard to find all the stuff I wanted. Yeah, I guess you would be kind of at the whims of what gear is available in the markets and stuff. So let's put that back up there. All right. What else can I work on? I don't think I can do any cooking right now because of not having any tallow, but I think again that could be salvaged by fighting Inquisition and stuff. All right. Well, I really think I may call it an evening here. I feel like I've made a little bit of progress. So let's see what we're at. Skills, great swords went from 3 to 4. I think my level heavy torso went from 3 to 4. Boots, all this went from 2 to 3. Still need to get some gloves somewhere. I haven't. Maybe that's what I need to work on next, is making some gloves. I think my blacksmithing went to 6. Carpentry went from 3 to 4. Weaponsmith went from 3 to 4, I think. I think my mining went up 2 levels. I think I went from 8 to 10. So not too bad. I mean, I guess some of this stuff, baking, you couldn't do baking without flour. I guess if you bought some off the auction house, I guess you could make some and then use someone else's bread oven. And then alchemy, you'd have to buy the vials, but you could work on alchemy as a, you know, with all the extracts that you pick up, like you said, off of the Inquisition guys. You could make some stuff, and what you didn't use, you could always, you know, if you found a public market stall, you could sell the stuff there, maybe, probably to other like solo guys. So that one is pretty much not going to happen, because I know recipe wise you've got to have yeast and all that stuff, and that's a timed thing. Let's see, is there any recipes for that? I mean, I guess you can make some. Let's see. You'd have to buy. You have to buy that unless someone had their plot set to free so you could get the water. So those would be your. I mean, I guess you could, if you got a bunch of grapes, you could level just making grapes. Oh, it says it's impossible. So yeah, forget that. That's hard. That's easy. So if you could find water, which I'm kind of surprised. I mean, I guess they don't have anything, but you would think maybe they'd put a well in one of these things. Don't know. So at any rate, I am going to call it an evening. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys joining in and actually talking. I love being able to talk about the game and stuff. So I really appreciate you guys joining in and adding to the conversations. So until later this week, have a good week.